Hey, how is everybody today? Matthew Stevens back here from a series of little efforts, and we have sort of a response video today. So I had a big plan as what I wanted to do today, but I was browsing around YouTube and came across a couple of videos. Kind of got me thinking. I got into a nice discussion with another YouTuber about their video and just kind of decided that I should put this out there. So video number one was a computerized video talking about somebody who ate 2 bananas a day and the benefits or reaction to that. Then the second video was another YouTuber who was eating 10 bananas a day, and he went on to say how healthy he was and how there was nothing wrong with him and all this stuff, despite the fact that many professionals would suggest otherwise. So I wrote back, and my initial response was quite passionate, to say the least. I was a little upset that stuff like this was even available on the internet, but especially being broadcast to on quite a large channel with somebody with quite a lot of viewers. And he wrote back very quickly, and it kind of, we exchanged messages back and forth, and it ended up being a nice little discussion about kind of what is healthy and what isn't. And I guess my main point was that there's a lot of information out there and not all of it is correct. And my recommendation to him was just that, he has a huge following, and what might be working for him doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. So today I want to take some time, and instead of doing just a response video where I kind of show what he said and then go on about how I don't agree, I think I'm just going to kind of take a step back, because we did have a nice chat, and I think he kind of at least somewhat sees where I'm coming from as well. So what I want to do instead is just go over what exactly it means to be eating 10 bananas a day and how your body would respond to something like that, as well as the side effects that would come along with that. My first concern was that this particular YouTuber was claiming to be very healthy. The doctor said he was healthy, even though he was eating 10 bananas a day, and even though health professionals had told him that it wasn't a healthy thing to be doing. So let's look at this from another perspective. I'm sure everybody knows somebody who has smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day and always looks healthy, claims to be healthy, and doctors say that he's healthy. Same with alcoholics. I could step back and say, hey, I have 10 gallons of water a day, and obviously that's not good for me. That's way too much water to be taking in a day. But the gap from 10 glasses to 10 gallons is huge. I'm not saying water isn't good for you. I'm saying that drinking too much of it is too good for you. And that's the same with bananas. So having that many is going to lead to side effects, which we'll get to later in the video. From there, let's break down how much sugar is in bananas to begin with. One individual banana can range, depending on its size, anywhere from 24 to 30 grams of sugar in one banana. So if we extrapolate that over the 10 bananas that this gentleman was having, that brings you up all the way up to 240 to 300 grams of sugar. And he was just having this for breakfast. So again, if we multiply that again, each gram of sugar works out to 4 calories. So all of a sudden, you're up at around 1,200 calories, and you've only had breakfast. And that's if he's only having bananas and nothing with it. So calories aside, I'm not one for counting calories. I never have been, and I've never said that to anybody. So let's just look at the simple sugars. These are, in fact, all simple sugars. So you're going 240 to 300 grams of simple sugars. To put that into perspective, one of those little sugar packets that you put in your coffee in the morning, that's only 4 grams of sugar. So if we, again, do the math, that 240 to 300 grams of sugar works out to anywhere between 60 to 75 little packets of sugar. I mean, that's insane. That's a ridiculous amount of sugar you're putting in your body. So the response to that I got initially was, well, aren't simple sugars processed differently than food sugars? Sorry, aren't refined sugars processed differently in your body than food sugars? And they are. It's a very valid point. But even at that point, if we say that they're processed or metabolized twice as fast, does that really mean that it's not unhealthy? No, of course not. I mean, even if you cut it in half, you're still at that, 30 to 40 packs of sugar in the morning before you've done anything. That's an insane amount of sugar, which again is going to lead to crazy amounts of side effects. Before we get into the side effects, I also want to touch on the fact that YouTubers tend to have a pretty big voice. So the gentleman who I was talking to about this, his channel is quite large and quite well established and has quite a good following and had lots of views on this video. So you have to remember though, as somebody who has a following and people that are listening to their advice, that you're going to get people who are going to take that to the extreme and they're going to take your word as gospel. So whether they just eat 10 or like the whole steroids in high school problem, oh, you know, he took this amount, well, I'm going to take double that because I'm sure that'll make me better. You don't want someone to go from taking 10 bananas a day and now, oh, that was good, now I'm going to take 20. As a YouTuber, I believe we have a responsibility to really not only put out great information and great content, but be aware of the fact that there are people out there who are going to take our videos to heart and may go to the extreme on top of what we've already done. So really take that second to put a disclaimer out there and say, listen, this isn't set in stone advice. This is something that I did and it worked for me, but it might not work for you, or it might not be good for you. So just sort of put that out there in terms of any nutrition advice that you see or read on the internet. It's not necessarily true and it may not work for you. Your best bet is to contact some sort of professional first before delving into this kind of stuff, because it can potentially be dangerous. Finally, let's move on to the side effects. Side effect number 1. There's 7, by the way. Side effect number 1 is headaches. Now, bananas contain amino acids. Amino acids are known for causing blood vessels to dilate. Now, these blood vessels dilating are going to trigger or can potentially trigger these headaches. This can be especially problematic if the bananas are overripe. Number 2 is sleepiness. Bananas contain tryptophan. That is the amino acid in turkey that makes us all sleepy at Thanksgiving. So that's not a huge side effect, but it is something to keep in mind. Number 3 is called hyperkalemia. I'm going to post the spelling of that down below so you can all look it up if you want to. Bananas are known as a great source of potassium. We all know that, or hopefully we all know that. But obviously too much of anything isn't good for you, even if it's a good thing. So too many bananas will cause excess potassium, which can lead to a few things. So hyperkalemia causes nausea, slower pulse, and an irregular heartbeat. It can also trigger cardiac arrest. So more than 12 bananas in a day can trigger this. So if you compare this to the video of having 10, depending on when you had breakfast, I mean, if you had a late breakfast one day, an early breakfast the next day, all of a sudden it'd be very easy for you to be having 20 bananas within a 24-hour span, and that's well beyond the trigger range for hyperkalemia. I mean, playing with something that's going to mess with your heart, whether it be lowering your pulse or giving you an irregular heartbeat and leading to cardiac arrest, I mean, that's something that can be incredibly dangerous, and you don't want to play around with something like that. So number 6 is nerve damage. Now, this one is a bit extreme and doesn't really relate directly to our 10 bananas a day. It actually, in this one, you're probably looking at closer to 100 bananas a day in a banana-only diet, but it is still something to keep in mind if we're talking about extremes. So too many bananas in a short amount of time can cause nerve damage. This is due to the excess of vitamin B6. Obviously, again, the vitamin B6 is great, but in excess, it can cause tingling in your appendages. So obviously, if you do feel this tingling, stop eating bananas right away. Maybe take a day or two in between, it should go away. You would have to eat probably over 100 bananas a day to overdose on vitamin B6. So it's definitely not common, but it is something to keep in mind. Number 5, we're on number 5, right? Yeah. So number 5 is tooth decay. Obviously with 50 packets of sugar, you're going to have to look at something to do with your teeth. That much sugar in and around your teeth is still going to cause tooth decay. It's this is again only if you overdo it. I mean, if you're having 1 or 2 bananas, it's not an issue. But once you get up in that 10 banana range, that's a lot of sugar in your mouth. So keeping that in mind. Number 6 is a lack of protein. Because bananas contain no fat, it'd be very easy to... Did I say lack of protein or lack of fat? I meant lack of fat. And they're both number 6 and 7, so I mean, we can probably group them together anyway. But yeah, let's do 6 and 7 together. So lack of fat and lack of protein. Because bananas don't contain either, or at least very little, it's very easy to, instead of having a meal, just have a banana. And, lunch comes around, instead of having a meal, you have a banana. Now, all of a sudden, you've gone the whole day, a couple of days a week with no fat or no protein in your diet. These can be, obviously, these are side effects in themselves, but they can cause also side effects on top of side effects. So, just keeping that in mind. Again, basically just saying, have a balanced diet. Make sure you're getting the protein in your diet that you need. Make sure you're getting the fat in your diet that you need. And go from there. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I hope if you're watching this from the gentleman's channel who I had this discussion with, you see some value in it and you can at least stop and kind of look at both sides and make your own decision as to what you want to do. And for my viewers, I hope you're looking forward to the next video. If anyone that's interested in seeing more content, if you can like, comment, subscribe, leave me any questions down below, smash that like button for me, and yeah, we'll see you again soon with another video. Take care guys, have a great day.